أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وعظيمنا وحبيب قلوبنا أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين أما بعد. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to episode 6 of the Sayyid series. And in the beginning of this episode, I would like to cover briefly what we spoke about in episode 5, the topic of which was the Ghyrah of Rasulallah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam upon us, the Sayyids, his dhurriyyah. And we spoke about how Ghyrah means possessiveness or a protective jealousy and a dislike for anybody else to partake in that which is your right. We spoke about the Ghyrah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa over us, but with the munasibah of these days, at the time of this recording, it is still the wilada of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and his descendant Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq alayhi salam. And with relation to this honorable occasion, I would like to congratulate all mu'mineen and all the Sadat who are his descendants on the birth of their grandfather Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. And some people may find it a little bit unusual that we're using the term grandfather. However, this is something which we should adopt fully, because Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had Ghyrah upon us, so we should have Ghyrah upon him. If Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is owning us through the riwayat and through the verses of the Holy Quran, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is instructing Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa to say, I ask you nothing but for the task that I have done for you, delivering Islam to you, except that you honor my progeny, my qurbah. If this link has been established with us from that direction, then we too should build a link to that direction. Ghyrah on Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa what does that mean? Ghyrah upon Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, on a general sense, for an average Muslim, is no lies are attributed to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa no fabrications are attributed towards him, nobody disrespects him, nobody tries to, in order to bring down Islam, nobody tries to character assassinate him. These are all things which disgust the average Muslim because they have Ghyrah upon Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa. However, for the Sayyids, who are the descendants of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa, this is twofold, and we will go into this as we go into the episodes. If the Sayyids, the early Banu Hashim, had Ghyrah upon Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa, then does this show in history? Does it show in our sources? Yes, it does. Firstly, the riwayah attributed to Abdul Muttalib alayhi salam, where once he was in his young age interacting with other children and they were playing archery, and it became a atmosphere of competition. So Abdul Muttalib, what he did is every time he picked up a bow and arrow and struck the target, he would say, أنا ابن السيد البطحاء, I am the son of the chief of Mecca. This, as you will see as we go into the other narrations, is an indication of Ghyrah, that he possesses something which he feels is being challenged, therefore he is defending it. Likewise, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa in a very famous event in history, and a very famous hadith which is attributed to him, a very famous saying which is attributed to him, is in the event of Hunayn, where the Muslims, though they vastly outnumbered the kuffar at that particular incident, the Muslims fled and left Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa with only a few followers to defend him. And during the heat of this moment, where Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa was fighting alone with these few companions of his, Rasulullah would say, أنا النبي لا كذب, أنا ابن عبد المطلب, I am the Nabi, and this is no lie. I am the son of Abdul Muttalib. I'm the son of Abdul Muttalib. Now, Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, a Muslim may today look and say, isn't fakhr upon your forefathers banned in Islam? Isn't this something inappropriate? Then why is it, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa that you are saying I understand that you're saying you are the Nabi and this is no lie. But the part where you say, I am the son of Abdul Muttalib, the son of Abdul Muttalib, what is the point of this? This point is very simple. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam is being challenged, and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi is associated with Bani Hashim, who were known for their valor, their honor, their dignity, their bravery. So upon feeling this challenge, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi defended the Ghyrah of his household by saying, Ana ibn Abdul Muttalib. Similarly, Imam Ali alayhi salam in the Battle of Badr, he said in his war poem before he entered the battlefield, he said, Ana ibn dhil hawdaini Abdul Muttalib. I am the son of the one of two fountains, Abdul Muttalib. The same thing for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi, and the same thing for his students, Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. The same principle applies here. When you are in a battle and you are being challenged, your family is being challenged, your reputation is being challenged. So Imam Ali alayhi salam also said the same thing that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, I am the son of Abdul Muttalib. An incident called the Mufakhira between Imam Hassan alayhi salam and Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan. There's a specific part of it where Imam al-Hassan alayhi salam says to him, فَهَلْ لَكَ أَبٌ كَأَبِي تَبَاهِينِي بِهِ. Do you have a father like my father, that you are boasting about him to me? Or وَقَدِيمٌ كَقَدِيمِ تَسَامِينِي بِهِ. Or do you have an ancestor like my ancestor, a grandfather like my grandfather? تقول نعم أو لا. Do you say yes or no? He says قال معاوية بل أقول لا وهي لك تصديق. Muawiyah said, rather I say no, and this for you is a confirmation of what you're saying. Imam Hassan alayhi salam is saying, do you have a grandfather like mine? Do you have a father like mine? Is this fakhar? Is this ta'assub? Is this pride? No, it is Ghyrah. Imam Hussein alayhi salam said in Karbala, أنا ابن علي الطهري من آل هاشم كفاني بهذا مفخرا حين أفخر وجدي رسول الله أكرم من مضى ونحن سراج الله في الخلق نزهر وفاطم أمي من سلالة أحمد وعمي يدعى ذو الجناحين جعفر. Imam Hussein alayhi salam says, I am the son of the pure Ali from the line of Banu Hashim. It is enough for me as a source of pride when I boast about it. وَجَدِّي Rasulallah, my grandfather is Rasulullah, أَكْرَمُ مَنْ مَضَى, the best of those who passed. وَنَحْنُ سِرَاجُ اللَّهِ فِي خَلْقِ نُزْهِرُ, and we are the lamp of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the lantern of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His creation, which brightens. وَفَاطِمُ أُمِّي مِنْ سُلَالَةِ أَحْمَدٍ, and my mother is Fatima from the lineage of Ahmad sallallahu alayhi wa وَعَمِّي يُدْعَى ذُو الْجَنَاحَيْنِ جَعْفَرُ, and my uncle is known as ذُو الْجَنَاحَيْنِ, the one with two wings, Ja'far. Once again we see Imam Hussein alayhi salam in this war poem before he's entering the battle. He's clearly having fakhr upon his forefathers, upon his line. Look, he says, so I am from Ali, the pure Ali, from the line of Banu Hashim. This is something which we see in the sermons of Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. Let's start in Sham. Imam alayhi salam says, first, من عرفني فقد عرفني ومن لم يعرفني أنبأته بحسبي ونسبي. He who knows me, knows me. And he who does not, for those who do not know me, I will tell them about my hasab and my nasab, my pedigree and my genealogy. Then he says, in praise of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, ليث الحجاز وكبش العراق مكي مدني خيفي عقبي بدري أهدي شجري مهاجري من العرب سيدها ومن الوغى ليثها وارث المشعرين وأبو السبطين الحسن والحسين ذاك جدي علي بن أبي طالب عليه السلام. The lion of Hijaz, ram of Iraq, the Madani, the Khayfi, the Aqabi, the Badri, the Uhudi, the Shajari, the Muhajiri. Is Imam Sajjad alayhi salam not showing Ghyrah upon his forefathers here? In particular Imam Ali alayhi salam? Could Imam Sajjad alayhi salam not just say, I am the grandson of Rasulallah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, you have wronged me, we have this fadilah in the Holy Quran, and matter closed? Why is the Imam going through such a long sermon? Because the Ghyrah of Imam as-Sajjad has been affected. Therefore, it requires an action which compensates for the damage done to his Ghyrah. Then he says, the lords of the Arabs, min al-Arabi sayyiduha, the lion of war, the inheritor of the Mash'arain, the father of the two Sibtain, Al-Hasan and Al-Husayn. Then he says, that is my grandfather Ali ibn Abi Talib. What does Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam say in the sermon of Kufa, which adds context to his sermon in Sham, which we recited just now? He says, أنا ابن من قتل صبرا وكفى بذلك فخرا. I am the son of the one who was killed while he was being patient, and that is enough for me as pride. Imam Sajjad alayhi salam mentions fakhr. The war poem of Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam, before his entry into the battlefield in Karbala, he says, أنا علي ibn al-Husayn ibn Ali, نحن وبيت الله أولى بالنبي أضربكم بالسيف أحمي عن أبي ضرب غلام هاشمي علوي تالله لا يحكم فينا ابن الدعي. Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam, the son of Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam, what does he say? He says, I am Ali, the son of Husayn, the son of Ali alayhi salam. We, by the Lord of the Kaaba, by the house of Allah, wa Baytullah, awla bin Nabi, are the closest to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, closer than you. Adribukum bis-sayf ahmi an abi. I will strike you with the sword. I will strike you with the sword in defense of my father. Harba ghulamin hashimiyin alawi. The strike of a Hashimi Alawi youngster. Tallah la yahkumu fina ibn da'i. By Allah, the illegitimate one will not judge over us. A few points to be noted here. Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam, who we praise, rightfully so, for having the highest moral akhlaq, is saying here, we are closer to Rasulullah than you are. And then he says, I will strike you with the strike of a Hashimi youth, an Alawi youth. He doesn't say, I will strike you with the swords of a believer with taqwa. He says, I will strike you with the strike of a Hashimi Alawi youth. Why? What does your correct stance have to do with your nasab? What does it have to do with you being a Hashimi, an Alawi? It returns to Ghyrah. The interesting thing, after looking at all of these narrations, is that it may seem as if the Imams are being arrogant, but na'udhu billah, we cannot ascribe this to the Imams alayhimus salam. The Imams were not being arrogant. The Imams alayhimus salam were merely defending their position which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given to them, And when they observed that people are trampling over those rights, this led to the A'imma alayhum salam to defend those rights and verbalize in the way they did. When they were challenged, they showed Ghyrah upon Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. When they were oppressed, they showed Ghyrah upon Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. How do Sayyids today demonstrate Ghyrah upon Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi? When we hear the mention of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, we feel a joy in two parts. The first part is the joy of a mu'min, the joy of a Muslim when they hear the name of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. The other part is that we are the descendants of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. Just like somebody's family is praised, they feel happy, naturally, instinctually. Likewise, the Sayyids, due to their ghira upon Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, feel happy when they hear the mention of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. And this second familial connection with Rasulullah is only available to the Sayyids. When we hear about the anguish that was inflicted upon Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi and his progeny alayhum salam, we feel double the sadness and double the pain because of that very same familial link, that we are his descendants, he is our grandfather, and we feel ghira, and it hurts us as a mu'min, as a Muslim, but also in a certain dimension which is not like the general Muslim population, also as descendants of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. We are also required, of course, we can never ever be like Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, but in terms of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi being our role model, we will try to be like him in as many ways as we can, as close as humanly possible. A, because we want to be good Muslims, good mu'mins, but also because we are expected to walk in his footsteps more than others, because we are the descendants of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, and he is our grandfather. And we have that nisbah with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. A small gift before parting on this holy occasion, the birth of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi and his descendant, his successor, Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam. A hadith. It is narrated from Ubayd ibn Zurara, who said, now here is the hadith. عن عبيد بن زرارة عن أبي عبد الله عليه السلام قال كنت عند زياد بن عبيد الله وجماعة من أهل بيتي فقال يا بني علي وفاطمة ما فضلكم على الناس. So Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam is saying to Ubayd, the son of Zurara, that I was with Ziyad ibn Ubaydullah and a group from my Ahl al-Bayt. And then this very same Ziyad called out and said, Ya Bani Ali and Fatima, O the sons of Ali and Fatima, Ma fadlukum ala nas, what is your virtue upon others? Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam is saying, Fasakatu. The Imam says, they became quiet, they didn't know what to say. Faqultu, I said, Inna min fadlina ala nasi أَنَّا لَا نُحِبُّ أَن نَكُونَ مِنْ أَحَدٍ سِوَانَا. From our virtues upon other people, which other people do not partake in, is that we do not like to be attributed to, speaking in terms of genealogy, do not like to be attributed to anybody other than us. Meaning, to be attributed to somebody else. For example, making a Fatimi, saying that this person, saying that this person's not a Fatimi, he is, from Qahtan, for example. We don't want to be from others. Then what does Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam say? He says, وَلَيْسَ أَحَدٌ مِّنَ النَّاسِ لَا يُحِبُّ أَن يَكُونَ مِنَّا إِلَّا أَشْرَكَ. And there's not a single person from the people who does not want to be from us, except that person committed shirk. Now what does that mean? That of course, if they do not want to be from us, then that is harboring envy. And those who harbor envy towards Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa harbor envy towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and deem something else more worthy of pursuit than the pleasures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Once again, congratulations to all the believers and the Sadat upon the birth of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa and Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq alayhi salam. Thank you for joining us. In the next episodes, we will be discussing some more verses of the Quran and some more hadith on this topic. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.